Hey, Rod.
What's up, Shaver?
Hey, man, I had this white belt just come up and ask me, when do I think he's going to get promoted? Can you believe that?
Oh, my. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, man. Now, look, we all know you're not supposed to ask your instructors when you're getting promoted, but come on.
You could ask. You just have to add 6 months to that.
Absolutely. You know what? That's a good question. How long should it take to get your blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Let's find out this time on Open Mat Chronicles.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Once again, Open Mat Chronicles, 1865 Rod here. We're coming back at you guys every week. And as always, we got man Schaefer in the house. What's up, Schaefer?
What's going on, everybody? Schaefer's in the house. Welcome to another episode of Open Mat Chronicles. We're here doing the damn thing. Rod, how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling great, dude. How about you?
Pretty good, man. You know what? Been still getting my lift on. I did some cleans this morning before I came over here to the studio. And, yeah, I'm feeling good, dude. Feeling good. Feeling strong.
Getting ready for December.
Yeah, exactly, right? And then New Year. New Year, new me. I'm going to do one of those.
Speaking of which, so December, we have promotions coming up, right?
Yes,
Most
sir.
schools do. Most schools, I would say.
So. I think a lot of people, they'll break it down into either 3-month or 6-month or 1-year blocks. And it usually falls right around Christmas time.
Yeah, at least you're going to have like your summer promotions and your winter promotions.
Right,
so we're getting ready for that. So
that way everybody goes, hey, guess what I got for Christmas? A blue belt.
Yeah. So that's kind of like where we're going. Like, so what do you think? Like, I know it's a big deal. There's a lot of different opinions in this, but how long should it take to get your blue belt?
Man, see,
day one white belt coming in.
I like that. That's a really good question. So, if you remember, I mean, I've talked about this before. We had our thing, the way our belts kind of broke down from fresh off the couch to putting on your white belt. You strap on. That's always the hardest belt to get. The first belt, taking off your brown leather belt and putting on a white belt because you got some ass kickings coming your way, right? But I would always say it's between a year and a half to 2 years should max out how long it's taken to get your blue belt.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds about right.
That's with consistent training. That's with you actually, putting in your work. Hell, I'll say if you're doing 3 times a week and you're regularly training and you're learning stuff, within a year and a half, really, you should be there.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me ask this, though.
Yeah.
What is the average number of days a brand new person is training? You're committing to training. What do you think?
I think a lot of people do shoot for 3 times a week. I think, or at least, that's been what I've always seen. Like, people will show up 3 times a week. 2 usually is the
I think 2's common,
least. Maybe, look, I used to go 4 or 5 days a week sometimes.
But like when you first started, though?
When I first started, I was getting at least 3. Like, I wouldn't get less than 3.
I was doing 2 days a week.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of people in our school do 2 days a week. And then once they kind of get some of the basics down, that 2 goes to 3.
Right.
Then that 3 goes to 4.
Right, because now they're addicted.
Yeah, and they start having fun because they're not getting beat up as much.
Correct. I mean, hell, getting beat up's fun sometimes.
It's okay. But it's definitely more fun being a hammer than a nail, right?
Yeah, it's better to be the hammer than the nail, for sure. So, okay, here's how I usually see it, right? Day 1, you're in here. Let's give a guy, even 2. Let's go with 2 days a week, right? 2 days a week, about an hour. That's 2 hours. That's 2, 4, 6, 8 hours. That's 8 hours a month.
It's an hour and a half.
Huh? Well, I was saying if you do an hour a day.
It's an hour and a half, though.
Okay, an hour and a half.
Well, that adds a lot of time.
You're right. So let's go with 3 hours a week, and we're talking 3, 6, 12 hours a month. 12 hours a month times your first year, give or take, you're looking at about 120 to 140 hours of training.
144.
Yeah, 144 hours. I mean, that's a lot of damn jiu-jitsu in a year. Here's how it used to look for us.
That's a lot, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, that's a lot. Wait, think about it. 144 hours?
Of training, that's a lot.
So divide that by a 40-hour week.
Some shit. Yeah,
divide that by 40. That's like 3 weeks of non-stop jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not crazy. Like you're teaching something that's so crazy and so foreign that it can't be picked up in that time frame. You know?
Yeah, but if you did that 3 weeks straight, which you couldn't, but let's just say you could for whatever reason, you wouldn't be as good as the guy who did it spread out in a year, I think.
I don't think so, because I think you have to be able to sit on it. You have to be able
Yeah.
to go home. You have to be able to do a little bit of research on the side.
Reflection.
Yeah, you got to think about what happened to you, what you did right, what you did wrong.
Yeah.
I think you
Can't
need
rush
that
it.
time. I think you need that time.
You need the time.
Unless you're Moneyberg, because Moneyberg, apparently he got his black belt in like 3.5 years.
Jeez.
But, you know, he was going ham. And it helped to have some money. But, but okay, check it. We've got your first, okay, over at Hassett's, we used to do every 3 months, you'd pretty much be eligible for a stripe, provided you're training regularly, provided that you are actually showing some competence, that you're actually picking up what we're putting down. And it should be basic stuff, right? Like,
Now, I'm sorry, but I just want to make sure it's
Yeah.
clear. What would he consider training regularly? If a guy came in once a week, would he say
I
you're
would
regular?
say 2. Well, we're going with 2, right? We're going to
Okay,
go with
2
2
days
on this one. Like I said, 2-3 times a week. More will get you more.
Yeah.
Less will get you less. You know.
Got it.
But what are you really learning, right? You're learning how to tie your belt. Maybe you're learning a little history of jiu-jitsu. You're learning what the guard is. I mean, close guard, half guard. Some people will even go far as quarter guard. You learn mount. You learn all your little escapes. You learn shrimp. You learn stand and base. You learn judo rolls. White belt is a very basic groundwork belt. It's the first one, right? To expect someone to damn near be like a master by the time they hit their blue belt, to me, is ridiculous. It's still an entry-level belt.
Yeah.
Like, which blows my mind when people quit as soon as they get their blue
No,
belt.
they get a blue belt, they quit. Like I've made it to the pinnacle. I'm a blue belt. I quit. I know all there is to know. Dude, you're a freaking blue belt.
Hell yeah. And that's
No
an accomplishment.
disrespect to blue belt. Yeah, that's a
Correct.
huge. Bro, when I got my blue belt, man, I was so
Dude,
proud.
I was happy as hell.
I was like, I just built a
Damn
ton of
right,
them,
dude.
Angry. Yeah.
Look, you got guys like Halen, when they get their blue, they go out buy keychains.
yeah.
They get all their clothes are blue now. You
Dude,
know,
when he got
paint
purple.
they paint their car blue.
Yeah. Paint his room purple. Now he's got to repaint it brown.
Now it's all brown.
Now
and
he's going to
shit.
be in a depressed black room. Once he gets his black belt, he's going to be
emo. He's gonna be
Yeah.
emo Halen.
He's going to be he's
He's
going to
like,
look like he's
everything is black.
going
now.
to a funeral every day.
What's the song? Paint It Black.
Yeah. Be all depressed. What happened to Halen? He's all depression.
So every 3 months, right, you should be probably looking at a stripe. So let's say day 1, you got in, you're training, you're learning your stuff, you're doing the running around, and you're doing your shrimps, you're doing your warm-ups, you're getting a little roll in here and there. You're really just food. You're getting beat up.
Yeah. Inside joke.
Yeah, you got no name, you got no soul, but you're the guy just getting beat up. Now we've got a lot of new white belts, right? We got a lot of new white belts that have been showing up.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, I'm like, man, you guys are the life's blood of this place. Without you guys, we're all just going to die off and be gone.
Yep.
You're going to be the ones still running jiu-jitsu later on in life. So we need these white belts coming in. When they get here, that first 3 months, it's really basic stuff. Like, in 3 months, you should be able to learn how to stand in base, how to judo roll, how to friggin' shrimp, how to do all these basic things. I don't expect you to be an expert, but you put in 3 months, you're decent, right? You're better than the guy getting off the couch.
Yeah.
3 months after that, you should be looking at your second stripe. Now, again, this is regular training. This is you doing what the hell you're
Cool
supposed
with
to be
that
doing.
so far.
Right? So that second little 3 months go by. Now you're 6 months into jiu-jitsu, man. That's actually a lot of time. If you do anything for 6 months.
Because here's what I noticed. When I'm rolled against new people that have been training for about 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
they're starting to have an awareness of maybe I'm going to get triangled here. Maybe I'm going to get armbarred. And they're not putting themselves in those positions. They're a little bit harder to catch, right?
Absolutely.
You
Because
can
they're
still catch them, but
scared,
yeah,
man.
you got to use a little better technique, more refined technique.
They're like field mice. They're looking up and they're looking for the owl or the freaking fox that's going to come and eat them. And like, they're like, oh shit. Like they're actually really starting to be aware because they've been choked. They've been strangled from every kind of which way. And they're like, I don't even know what happened to me, but it happened. And I feel it happening again. So they try to get away. Can they? Probably not. But Some of them actually pick it up really fast
Yeah,
in 6 months.
and some of those things are just, they're not even really conscious. They're just like, hey, I noticed this guy has just a better base now. He has a better posture. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. It's a little bit harder to catch him now.
Yeah, it's
He's
muscle
not-
memory.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
muscle
be
memory.
like-
That takes about 6 months for that to kick in.
Exactly. If you walked into the room, every single time you walked in the room, somebody stood up and slapped you in the face. At some point in time, when you walk in the room,
Be like, get away from me, Will Smith.
yeah, right, exactly. You're going to be ready. You're like, whoa. You're going to be expecting that slap, right?
Yeah.
And then that's cool because now maybe the slap comes, you duck it, and then he just chops you in the throat. But whatever. He had to change it up because you're paying attention, right?
Yeah.
3 months later, now you're 9 months into jiu-jitsu. You should have another strike, right? You should be like, man, I caught somebody in an arm bar the other day. You know, you're doing some damn things.
Yeah.
And that happens way
Even if
before
it's
9
another
months.
white belt. You know, you're starting to get some submissions at like 6 to 9 months in.
For sure. And then another 3 months after that, you've been doing jiu-jitsu for a year.
Yeah.
You've been coming in 2 times, what do you say, 144 hours of jiu-jitsu that you've done, right? That's a good chunk of time, man. You've probably missed some things you wanted to do. You've rearranged your schedule at this point in time. Maybe you tweaked your elbow. You're walking with a little.
Got a couple
little
injuries
limp.
for sure.
Yeah, you know,
Entry-level injuries.
Right. You at least got busted in your head a couple times. Maybe you got a fat lip.
Isn't it
Awesome.
funny, like the injuries, like you're not getting like your knee blown out typically at white belt.
God.
You're getting like an elbow pop because like I didn't tap close, right? I didn't tap quick
Right.
enough. Or like your neck just tweaked a little
Little
bit
tweak.
because
Yeah,
again,
you're like, man.
you try to maybe defend a choke the wrong way or whatever. I don't know. But you're not getting like your knee pop from escaping heel hooks and all that.
You should
that's,
be.
That's reserved for you later. You you don't get that reward till later.
Yeah. Remember when I lined everybody up and I was like, I said, hey, all you new white belts know, I was like, look down the line at all the knee braces and the elbow braces and the fingers and all that. I was like, how many people are standing here with no injuries? And it was just the white belts. It was just the white belts. And I'm like, this is what you have to look forward to, but look at how much these guys know. Look at how much they've helped you with. Look at how much you can still see that these old heads still love it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that kind of motivated some of them. Like I think they're like, yeah, dude, we're gonna have to go through a little bit of fire. We're gonna have some trials by fire. So now you've got 4 stripes on your. Wait, is that 4? Right? 3.
4.
So yeah, 4 stripes on your white belt
After a year.
And now the next 3 months to 6 months, I'm okay if they get promoted, provided they're putting in their time. Now, this is where I say to get that any before that year and a half, they should be doing probably more than 2 days a week. You know what I mean? Like they should be really putting in a lot more time if they get that promotion, you know, before the year and a half, right? But I can understand it if they are putting in that work. Like we had some guys who were doing 4 days a week, man, you know, at white belt. They were really, really coming at it. So yes, they should get it around then, right? I still have that old school, you gotta put in some extra time though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But you know what's weird though? Like when I was coming up, it was years before you get a blue belt. It's just the culture, man. But maybe that's what's changed. I think it definitely has changed. But like, who got their blue belt? I want to say, I think Ian was one of the ones to get it pretty. He got it in a year.
Okay.
But Ian was training like 7 days
That's
a
what
week.
I'm
He was
saying.
that guy.
That's what I'm saying.
That was putting the work in. But that was like the outlier. Everybody else, it would take a minimum of like minimum 2 years. It took me 3 years to get it.
Right, and I don't think it should
but
ever
then again,
really
we had the
take
6 stripes.
quite
though.
that. Yeah.
So those extra 2 stripes is really where a belt should have been, in my opinion.
Agreed.
You know,
Because here's the reason I think they should get that belt. If they're putting in their time, they're putting in their work, they're doing what's expected of them, and they've got their 4 stripes, I'm cool with that promotion. But let's even call it a year and a half, right?
Year and a half is safer.
I am cool with the promotion.
okay,
To the point where I'm willing to err on the side of get it to them. They'll do better when they feel that strap go around.
now here's where maybe you might get some pushback a little
Okay.
bit. So like Gus, for example, he looks at everything individually, which I think I'm okay with that because he might say, well, for this particular guy, it's not going to help him if I give it to him early. I'm going to hold him back a little bit, and that's actually going to help him. So maybe, you know, each personality is going to be a little bit, it's going to be a little bit different. And,
Yes.
you know, you have to be really involved with your school, you know, and their students
okay.
to be able to make that decision. But I mean, what do you think about that? I kind of like that.
Yeah. So I am totally okay with that. I think the instructors should know, they should be really well invested in who's at their school.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are here to learn from you. They look up to you like they're like, hey, man, I'm putting the trust of my safety, my progression, all this stuff in you. The bare minimum is that you should give them back your attention. That's what they're paying for.
Oh, yeah, minimum.
That's what they're paying for. They're paying for your tutelage. They're paying for your knowledge, skills, and ability. You should be paying attention to them, right?
But what happens when you get a guy that's like clearly really, let's say he's objectively just, more advanced than the other students, and he gets held back for whatever reason? That guy sucks. It does.
I don't like that. If you've got it, this is where, like I said, that whole time thing kind of comes in for me. Like, should anybody get promoted just because they did the time? No. But if you've got the time in, that's why I said a year and a half, right? A year and a half is the time, in my opinion. If you've got the skill set, you know how to do all the moves, you understand all the basics. You don't have to be an expert at it. You're not supposed to be. If you've got the motivation and you're showing that you're really serious about your jiu-jitsu, why would I hold you back when you've made it to this point?
Well, a lot of jiu-jitsu is based on outcomes, right? Unfortunately, it is on the mats, outcomes on the mat. So if you have one guy that's like super athletic, he's just kind of like a stud, right? And he catches on pretty quickly. Maybe his jiu-jitsu is not that nuanced, but he submits everybody he rolls with. That guy might get held back. So he might get held back a little bit.
If he's not and he's truly using jiu-jitsu, let's
say he sprinkles it in a little bit, but he's mainly using his athleticism, his strength, his size. Maybe he's using those components more than actual technique.
So
what about that guy?
I can understand holding him back.
Yeah.
But then I also go, what does it look like when you hold this guy back? And now he's sitting for what? 2 years, 2.5 years, and you've got people who have started a year after him and they're going to get promoted, and then he dogs them out because he's still got these years worth of experience. He's sandbagging like a mug because now these guys are like, well, wait a minute, I'm a blue belt now, but I got this guy, he's a 4-stripe white belt, and he's eating my lunch constantly. And I think there's a problem as well. It's like, I always say try not to compare yourself to the person around you. It should be you compared to you, right? So that's why I say I can understand if the instructor holds him back.
Yeah, because that's what he might be doing, is comparing him to himself. It might be maybe this is a serious form of like a compliment in a way. He's like, I know you can do so much more, but there still should be like some like objective standard of I met the threshold of blue belt. It shouldn't have to, I don't care if I'm going to be the next Gordon Ryan. I'm at the blue belt level.
Correct. And that's why so purple belt, brown belt, black belt, that's when you hit the brakes.
Yes.
That's when you hit the brakes. You know what I mean? This is your entry level belt. It should not be some long ass journey to get to blue belt. You've shown that you can handle an untrained opponent. Like I spoke about this a while ago, right? You should be able to handle an untrained opponent. Hickson goes 50 pounds bigger, 50 pounds smaller.
I'd 100% agree.
If you can handle an untrained person who doesn't really know jiu-jitsu, who's just maybe done their first month or so in jiu-jitsu, there it is, man. You've got your time, you got your skill, you got all this. You're not spazzing out. You're not freaking out if somebody passes your guard. You know how to recover. You know how to do all these things. Holding them back just doesn't make sense for me at blue belt. Purple, sure, man. Make them wait. Make them so. I mean, I know we're talking specifically about blue, but remember my calculation. It was like if you go white to blue, it's 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and then another couple of 3 months in there, right? Yeah. So a year to a year and a half, right? Or even if you want to go crazy and go to 2 years, fine, right? So now you've got, what was that, 2 years there. Blue belt, once you get that blue, I say it should take you about every 6 months you should get a stripe, provided you're consistently training, right? So now you're like
2 years at blue belt, basically.
So is it 2? Yeah. 2.5, actually. It would be 2.5 years at blue belt. So now you've got roughly 4 years of jiu-jitsu under your belt. Get to purple. Purple, it should be every 9 months, right? So now we're looking at 9 months, your first stripe. You're a year and a half when you get your second stripe. It's 3 years at purple minimum.
Yeah.
Probably closer to
Close
three
to
and a
four,
half.
yeah.
Close to 4, right? So now that's what? That's 4. That's 8. That's like 8.5 years that you've done jiu-jitsu when you're ready to move to brown belt.
Yeah.
Move to brown belt, about another 9 months, even if you do the same thing. But I mean, really,
9 months at brown belt per stripe?
Yeah, it should be like 6 months.
That's a long time.
Right. It should be, I think brown was actually 6 when I was before. So
actually, you told me it was 3 at first,
right.
but
Well, no, not 3, because 3 would be back down to white belt level. It's back to 6 usually, because it's about 2 years at brown belt.
Is it really?
Yeah. So but then that's 10 years of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That's usually the watermark that most people hit.
Yeah, because I think a year and a half to 2 years. We'll say 2 years about average at brown belt.
Right,
yeah,
and that's why I was like,
2 years
because you've got the fluctuation in between the other belts.
And this is provided the guy's training. We're not
Correct.
saying it's like this is not time based. I want to clarify that.
No. Because if you're a brown belt and you suck, I mean that's kind of unacceptable. You shouldn't be sucking at a brown belt at that point in time. Like you should be pretty good at jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? So by using that 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, back down to 6 months, you get to 10 years. That's 10 years. I mean, that's a nice, that's good guardrails to stay within.
Yeah, and that's going to cover like
tracking. It'll
do the 80-20 rule. That definitely encompasses 80% of people.
Absolutely. So, but now back to blue belt, right? I don't think holding people back is the way to go. Like, I also believe people need to see that progression. They need to see a win, right? Like you need to get a win under your belt and go, hell yeah, I put in this work, I did it. And I guess that's why some of them quit. They go, I did it. I'm good enough. I'm out of here. I'm not willing to go another 4 years before I see my next promotion. I think that's why.
You know what? I just had a little epiphany.
What do you got?
I think girls have it. They have it a little bit harder, dude. They really do.
Yeah, dude.
I hate to say it, but it's
Absolutely.
true though. Because think about it. Okay, if you're a small girl, you could be really technical, but the outcomes may not be as frequent as a guy.
Because you got dudes who are muscle out of a lot of stuff.
They got the man strength, right?
Absolutely.
They're like 50 pounds heavier, and they're just bigger and stronger, and they're going to muscle out, like you said.
And the downside to that is
they
may
could be more
go
technical.
unnoticed.
They go under. When you look at them, just subconsciously, oh yeah, they're just a little wipe out. Or
You're like, oh, all right,
but they could be really good.
Guard.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy passed her guard. That guy passed her guard. Hey, this guy just submitted her. She's got freaking 4 stripes on her white belt already. Why is she getting caught by this new guy? That's because it's a new guy and he's 200 pounds.
The operative word is a new guy,
and he's using all his athleticism.
Yeah.
He knows nothing. He can't show you an omoplata, but she could. He can't show you a scissor sweep, but she could. But she couldn't pull the scissor sweep off on the guy because he just freaking hunkered down and smashed her. Yes, I agree. Like, it's weird, right? Because Helio did this whole jiu-jitsu thing for smaller people. I really wish I could, like, be a fly on the wall and see some of the old stuff and see smaller Helio, like, go against bigger guys back in the day. I would have loved to have seen
I don't think
that.
there was many bigger dudes that were joining jiu-jitsu back then, going to the higher levels.
You're right. I think
There's
it
a lot
was
of small
about
guys.
smaller guys.
Because I remember that when I started.
That was the whole point, right? It was like, oh, smaller guys can still handle anything and beat up the bigger guys, but they're the untrained bigger guys.
Untrained bigger. That's the differentiator, yeah.
Yeah, because now we get behemoths coming in here trying to train, and they're huge and they're strong and they're athletic, and it's like, that.
I mean, because think about
matters.
it. There's girls I know that are still on the path to getting their black belt. Have been training for years.
Yeah.
And I think, like, would they be black belt if they were guys?
I think they already would have been.
They would have been, probably.
Dude, so Haas had just promoted his first two female black belts. Now they've been training.
Serious?
Yeah.
His first two black of ever?
Ever. G and Daisy. Shout out to G. Shout out to Daisy.
Oh my God, that's low.
I remember when they started, dude. Now keep this in mind, right?
That's a long time.
I've been here in California for 10 years. I knew them years before I moved from New Jersey. So they were on that 12, 14-year path like I was on.
I could think of several girls right now that have been training for well in excess of a decade, like 12, 13 years, that are still not black belts. And they're
And they're good, though.
Yeah,
Right, they're good.
You know what I mean? Like if they were a guy, I think they would have gotten it just because they would have had more submissions on the mat just because they're guys.
Absolutely.
They're bigger and stronger. So it's not that you're doing it consciously. You're just subconsciously. They just kind of fly below the radar a little
You know
bit.
what
It's
it
kind of
is?
messed up. Unless you're a full on like a Kelsey Carter, really. She's like putting it out there.
She's out there beating the dog shit out of people constantly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but if you're a
hobbyist,
hobbyist girl, that's the key right there. You're gonna have a longer run.
I agree.
You got to go full bore. You got to go Kelsey.
yes, because you're right. If you're a hobbyist, you kind of first you just blend into the crowd a lot of times, and then not only are you blended into the crowd, you're disappeared some because you're not doing the little highlights here and there.
Not really.
Like the coach doesn't turn his head and see you hit like this crazy move on somebody because it's just harder.
It's 80-20. 80% of the people they're rolling with are bigger guys. Guys
Absolutely.
are bigger and stronger than you.
Absolutely. And they're training jiu-jitsu. They know jiu-jitsu also. And it's like, if all things are equal, size and strength make a difference, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if you got this chick and this guy, all things being equal, she's going to disappear. She's going to kind of fall by the wayside. I don't know exactly how to fix that.
You just have to. I think you just have to have an awareness of it. Number one, right?
And the coach has to have awareness.
Yeah, the coach has to have an awareness of it, and just kind of pay more attention to the girls, man.
Yeah.
To see how they're actually rolling from a technical standpoint.
But then
versus the outcomes. We get graded on our outcomes many days.
Yeah.
Quite often, right?
Absolutely, as you should. But here's the problem with that, right? Now, if I'm the coach, I just want to pay attention to all my students.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't want to have to spend extra time paying attention to one group of students.
You can't placate one.
That's bullshit too, really. It's like I'm going to give you all the attention that I have equally, and it just is what it is. So yeah, that's a hard answer, man. Like I don't know how to pull that off.
I think hopefully if you have other girls in your school that are technical, go roll with her.
Yes, you should
give me
be
an
able
assessment.
to
Let
see
me know
them in an
see how they are.
environment where they're going against someone of equal size, strength, and time. And
well, see, that's what I do for the girls that we have in our school. I try to pair them up with some of the smaller guys sometimes.
Yes,
and see how they do.
Honestly, even that though, it's like you're still looking at.
It's still a guy though.
The guy's twice your strength, no matter what.
Probably
like, same size, twice your strength.
You're right. It's still not really fair, but
man, life's not
better. Life's not fair. Yeah, it's not supposed to be fair.
Yeah,
but it gives you a better idea. At least, you could see how they handle the situation of rolling with a bigger and stronger opponent.
Now look, so
they don't have to win.
They don't necessarily have to win, but here's what they should be able to do, right? Can you recover your guard? Can you keep them at bay? Can you do escapes properly? Can you protect your neck? Can you do all Wu-Tang, protect your neck? Can you do all those things and at least show us you understand jiu-jitsu? That's probably good enough for me too, especially if we're talking early on, right? I mean, early on.
You know why? Because it comes down to that subjective. Well, I don't know, like not Gus, but like maybe. Yeah, well, Gus has done this before too. He's like, he just doesn't feel ready.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel right. It's just not there yet. Like, it's very subjective, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. I think there might be some right to it sometimes, because I've said that, man. I've rolled something like, no, he ain't there ready. He's not ready yet.
It happens.
You just tell.
It happens, right.
Yeah. So with a girl, you're going to have more of that even, because she's going to have to do that much more.
For sure, because...
It's kind of not fair, but like I said, live ain't.
Like, ladies you better roll with your coaches.
Yeah.
You better get in there and let them see what's going on. There's no room to be timid, really. Like, you have to you got to just put it out there and be willing to get it chopped off.
Well, that's one of the first things I look at is, are they rolling with people? Are they sitting out all the time? Because that was the biggest improvement I've noticed with some of the girls we have, is that they're rolling a lot.
They got out there. Yeah.
They're getting out there, putting it out there, and they don't shy away from a roll. So that's a huge improvement.
And what do you say? Look, this is not a competition.
Yeah, you're just
I don't
training.
expect you to win. You're not, because you're not winning at practice.
Yeah.
I do expect you to know how to do jiu-jitsu. Let me see you actually pose a threat. Let me see that you you properly try to escape something or you properly try to apply something.
Yeah.
And if they got out of it because whatever, they're bigger, stronger,
That's
so
fine.
be it.
Yeah.
But I can at least go, oh shit, she did it exactly the way it was supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Right. And had that person been another person of the same size and strength, you would have had that.
Oh yeah.
That's good enough for me, right? That's what I want to see. So that's not just the ladies, right? That's for everybody. That's when you're moving from white belt to blue belt. Show me what I want to see. What I want to see is that you have an understanding of the basics of jiu-jitsu. And then when these other new people come in, be ready because I'm going to throw you against them. I mean, you on that 4-stripe white belt stuff, I expect you to get out there and actually technically manhandle these new jokers who are coming in, not just for the trial class. I'm not saying I'm going to throw a trial class joker against you, but that guy's been here for 2-3 weeks. You know what I mean? He's like, oh man, I'm starting to learn this. I want to see it. Show me you can pass his guard, mount him, and hold him down. That's what I want to see. I want to see that you have that skill set.
Yeah, yeah. And that takes about at least a year and a half around there.
For sure.
But I think you start noticing it around, if you see a white belt with 2 stripes,
6 months
they
in,
know what they're doing. They know what they're doing for sure.
Absolutely. I'm not going to wrist lock them.
Yeah.
But, you know, but what I will do is if I'm rolling with them, I'll pass his guard. I'll put knee on the belly. Boom. I'll go to mount.
See what they do.
I'll loop my hand behind his head while I'm mounted and see if he freaks out or if he goes for a bump and roll. Like, just show me that you're going to technically try to defend against what's happening. Don't go, oh, well, there's no way I can win. It's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. I don't expect you to win. I expect you to try these things because I'm feeding them to you. I'm like,
I know. There's this one kid I was rolling with him, and he's relatively new, and he just looks so frustrated because I kept submitting him. Mm-hmm. And he's been training for like, I don't know, a couple months.
okay.
I'm like, dude, like, what do you expect?
Right?
Like,
it's like, look, I'm showing
like,
you
why,
these submissions.
if you could come in here after a month or 2 and I can't submit you, what does that tell you about jiu-jitsu? And I've been training for 14 years.
Yeah, it's time to move on.
Find a new martial art, dude.
Take some of that Tai Chi. Man. Smooth. But, yeah, 100%. And they should be able to take their ass whoopings when they come. They should be able to make an attempt when you feed them something. Like, here we go. Great one. They put you in full guard. You try to pass, and they're like, oh, my goodness. You know, you're not really trying to pass, but, you know, you're giving them a little bit. Maybe you even give them some of the asshole move and rub the elbows in their thigh a little bit. You just give them a little bit of discomfort, right? Teach them how to be comfortable, you know, being uncomfortable. Toughen them up a little bit. But then you act like, oh, man, I can't pass. So you put your hand down, and if I put my hand down, I'm like, okay.
Give a little opportunity to see if they see it.
I'm like, why aren't you either trying to punch it through for the triangle, or why aren't you trying to go for that freaking Kimura? Why are you just looking at me like a deer in the headlights?
That's why I don't really like to. It's not worth giving them stuff to work with at that level. When they're like 2 stripes or below, just submit them. Just submit them multiple times, because once they get a little bit of better technique, then you can start. Okay, now we're going to work together, because you could at least do something. If I give up my back, because look, you got a guy that's been training for 3 months. I'll literally, here you go, dude.
Well, yeah. 3 months might be too early. 6 months though, they should know a Kimura.
Do they? I don't know. They're timid.
They're still spazzing?
They're like, oh, they're afraid to commit to taking the move.
Okay, so. Then damn sure a year in.
But think of this, though. Okay, now it goes back to the girls.
Uh-huh.
Those girls won't be scared to take it. They'll snatch it up, dude.
Dude, I think, if we're just speaking of the girls at our school, they're actually pretty freaking tough.
Yeah.
They're aggressive. Like, they're actually really aggressive.
But they have a lot of technique.
Yes.
And you don't really see it. But here's the thing.
They're about a year in, though, aren't they?
They're about a year in. But you don't really see it until you just actually watch them roll. Like, oh, they're actually pretty freaking good, dude.
Yep.
Right? But you have to make that connection. Otherwise, you just looking at, oh, they just started a week ago, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
Like any new wiper, you just don't really think about it. But when you go out of your way to actually see what they're doing and see how they're catching on, and I noticed that from teaching the moves. I would say, wow, they got that down.
I saw when they were like, she was going under for like the double
going inverted
leg
or
X
something.
and inverted and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, okay, they're paying attention. But that's the beauty of it, right? If you're paying attention, if you're making the attempt, right? You're trying jujitsu. Now, let's move away again from the girls. Let's just say even if you're a bigger guy, stronger guy, sure, you could try to like just mad dog them and throw people left and right. That's not jujitsu, right?
But
if you do start to actually make the attempts of technical moves, that'll be noticed more.
Yeah, but that's my point, though. So if you're rolling with a big, strong guy, and you might say, dude, that was a hard roll, man. I had a hard time controlling that guy.
Right.
And he might be less technical than the other person, like, right?
Right.
But the outcome was harder for you. So in your mind, it's like,
You think
this
he's better.
guy's good.
Right. So
not very good.
in those instances, I understand slow
suck.
playing it. It's like, look, you're good, and this is why people hate hearing this. Man, you were really strong. Like
It's really not a compliment.
it's not a compliment. It's like, you're really strong. Because a strong guy can give you a problem, right? And sometimes a strong guy can give you more of a problem than a technical girl. And it just is what it is. That strong guy might be held back because he's not using technique. He's not using jujitsu. Your athleticism will actually make you dangerous to us, but you're not jujitsu dangerous to us, right? It's like if we weather the storm, we're going to choke you out. It's like we're not worried about it. It's just that
we got to work harder.
Old man bones got to weather the storm.
You got to work it out a little bit more.
Yeah. So, I mean, all you white belts, just be as technical as possible, right? Don't roll to win. Like I always tell people, roll to win, but don't roll like it's a competition. Like don't say, I got to beat my competition here, because they're not your competition. They are your training partners. And like I say it all the time, right? If we can kind of get them to understand that 70% speed, not to go balls to the wall. They don't have to you don't have to try to kill anybody. It's like, just chill, man. If you see a move, try the move. Don't just look at that arm sitting on the ground and go, well, he's probably setting me up for a million other things. It's like, yeah, I could, but don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Don't. You're not to the point where you should be trying to think 3-4 steps ahead.
Yeah.
You should be like, oh shit, there's an arm, get it.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I just need you to react to that. Like, oh shit, there's an arm, get it. And if you get it,
cool.
You
got it.
And if he escapes, of course he escapes, because he knows what the hell he's doing. But you threatened with it. You did the proper thing. You followed the jiu-jitsu framework that's laid out in front of you. I see this, I'm going to attack it. So you'll learn how to string things together later.
Yeah, that comes a little bit later, definitely.
Absolutely.
Stringing.
But you got to go for it.
Well, yeah, because when they start stringing things together, you're entering like purple belt territory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how long should it take you to get your blue belt? On the average, you're saying a year and a half?
Year and a half, 2 years is on the long side.
I think I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I would have to
2 years is like you're not showing up, you're not doing something right, or you just got a bad luck draw on a coach. I ain't gonna lie, you got a coach who's just holding everybody back. Is what it is. But year and a half to 2 years, you should be slapping that blue belt around your waist. Here's another question for you. What about the guy or the gal who has been training for 5, 6, 7 years? They're still a white belt. 7 is pushing it. 5 years in, but they've got big, fat gaps of time where they weren't training. So they haven't technically been training for 5 years straight. They did 6 months, but then they had to go deploy. And then they did 7 months later, and then they had to take a break because they had a kid. And then they did a few months here. But when you take the cumulative number, it's like
they got like 4 years in.
3 years, 4 years at white belt, and you're like, well, what the hell? What do you do about them?
See, in my opinion, all that time matters. Why would that time not matter? Like, that's that time. I don't think that should matter at all, because then when you tell me that, so now you have to start over again every time you come back, you got to start a clean slate.
I don't think that should be the case.
It could be 10 years in if that's the case, because life is going to happen. Life might take you in another direction.
So what do you do? Like in that instance, I mean, especially if they've been at the same school. If they've been at the same school and it's been years, but They're in, they're out, they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out.
Oh, same school, 100%. They
You
did.
should absolutely.
Different school, I could see how it could happen at least because we don't know you, right?
But then how much time? So let's say you're talking to the guy. It's like, oh, yeah, I've been training for, 5 years, but realistically, I've had this amount of months and I was out, then this amount of months and I was out. But it adds up to like
those guys, you
2
roll with
years
them and
or
see how
so.
does he feel.
Right. Because now if they've been here for 3 months and you see that it all starts to tie together, don't you have to promote them? Like,
Yeah.
You don't restart them.
No, if they know all the basics, and you could tell that just by observing and just by the conversations you have with them,
Right.
right? And then you roll with them, and they are rolling solid. Then what else do you need from them? What else do they have to do?
What else?
Well, literally, what else do they have to do? Just come. I just have to attend in consecutive
Right. I'm just going
order.
to hold you for another year. That's
Yeah.
too much. I agree. That's too much for that too. So, so for those guys,
I don't think that matters.
yeah, I think that time, the time when you add it all up is what matters.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
there is one outlier. I'm not gonna say who it is, but
I already know.
There's
So
one outlier.
it's the outlier that only trains for the open mat part, right?
yeah. But you know, here's the funny thing, dude. If it's he's good though.
He's freaking good.
He's so much a blue belt. Like
So-
not even close.
so here's what's
like it's a
crazy, right?
hands down blue belt. Actually, I would say he's a pretty good blue belt.
Yes.
He's
Because I've been here.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
And he's got 10. I've been here for 10
Bro, he's been
years.
training as long as I have.
Absolutely.
Anyone in this area should know who I'm talking about. I don't want to
Absolutely.
blip it on blast. But he doesn't train. He's not a member of any school, really. is
And
he?
that's also
Yeah, he's not
that
really
makes
a
difference
student.
too, right? He just pops
comes in.
and he kind of rolls,
yeah. Gets
which
privates.
is cool because you know what? Because you can throw him against a purple belt,
Oh, dude,
and he'll
he's
get that
solid.
purple belt hell.
Yes, he will. And he'll roll with anybody. Doesn't
Anybody.
care how big, how
Anybody.
how he doesn't care.
I love
what
that.
belt level. Yeah, he's awesome. I love this dude.
You know who you are out
Oh
there.
yeah,
So,
bro. I would love to give him an honorary blue belt. I would love to do it. I'd love to do it.
Maybe we should.
I don't know if we could do it though,
I don't know.
but I would like to.
That would be good. That would be nice. That would be
But
nice.
it's like this: if I rolled with him, if it was no gi,
If you
and
didn't
someone
know.
said, "Guess what belt he is?" I'd say,
Blue to purple.
"Blue to purple." Yeah, I might even say purple. I don't know. I might say
Yeah.
purple, dude.
Yeah.
I might.
Yes, dude. 100%. 100%. So it's like,
That's crazy, huh?
it is. It is.
But
so,
now that goes back to the martial arts side of it, right?
Correct. You have to have that consistency. You have to have that humility. You have to be able to basically
But here's the thing, too. though.
humble yourself and be there.
Now, he doesn't come to the instructionals. He's gone to a few instructionals, but
Yeah.
usually not. He usually comes to roll. But
Yeah.
he's smart enough to get privates. Show me this,
He's
show me
got a
that.
shitload
Bro,
of
there's not
private
a day he
lessons.
comes in where that man's not leaving without a
Hell yeah.
30-minute private.
He's like, I'm leaving here with something.
He's probably getting better training. He fooled all of us.
He's got it. He's got the idea,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
He's got it locked
He's getting
in.
instruction.
Hell yeah. So yeah, those guys, I think they've got to be there too, man. Like you have to roll with them. You have to get a feel for who they are, see where they're at, and then say, okay, now imagine he did just have that 1.5 to 2 years of straight training, and if I was rolling with him and I knew that he had 2 years straight, how would I think he's doing with that kind of time? And a few of these guys that we're talking about, they would be fine. They would be good. They should be promoted.
Yeah.
So, anywho, I don't think I said this. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, especially if you like this. Hell, even if you don't like it, share it anyway, because you know what? We're doing this for you guys and gals out there. We want to keep you entertained. We want to let you kind of get a glimpse into our thought process on some of these things.
Give this to a white belt for sure.
Absolutely. Share this with a white
100%.
belt. Give them some motivation.
Because they're all thinking that, right? You
They
know
are. When am I getting my
blue
belt? When am I? But I will say this, white belts and blue and purple and everybody, don't ask. Don't just straight up ask your instructor, "Hey man, do you think I should be getting my belt soon?" Nah, don't.
You
do
just
that.
added 6 months.
You did. Just don't do that. No matter how much you want to do it, I know, I get it. Just avoid that like the plague.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, if anything, maybe kind of talk to some of your other upper belts, you know what I mean? But don't go to your black belts talking about, "Hey, what do you think, man? You think I'm ready?" I was like, "Oh."
And don't quit at blue belt. I think
God.
that might be going out of style, though.
I
in my
think it
opinion.
is. I'm
Yeah,
seeing-
because I
I'm
haven't
seeing
seen
people
that
stick with
lately.
it.
Because I think what we're seeing is like bro, you're a blue belt. It's not like I've owned it all, right?
Right.
Purple belt, maybe at least you can say that I've kind of mastered it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Purple belt is legit.
But I always say, if you make it a purple belt, you're
not going to quit. That's the thing. At purple belt, you're not going to quit. But if you were going to quit just by getting a belt, that belt should be purple belt.
Yes.
It would make more sense than blue belt.
I was watching some pod, and it was a law enforcement one, and they were talking about it, and they were like, dude, you shouldn't even be able to become a police officer until you're at least a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, damn, that's actually a huge commitment, though. Like, now we're talking at least 4 to 5 years of training before you even, I mean, I think that's overkill. That's overkill. I think you could learn a lot with a year of training.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you had a lot of positional training, a lot of stuff where you're like, okay, let's see how this applies directly, year and a half, but that would just increase how much time it would take to ever get out in the field.
You got to add that Kimura grip to the stop resisting.
Absolutely.
With a good Kimura grip.
Absolutely.
Standing Kimura grip. Stop resisting.
Yeah. Boom, you take somebody down real good with that. Yeah. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
So blue belts don't quit. White belts, you're looking at about 1.5 to 2 years under normal ideal set.
A year and a half is probably
year and a half is really where
time
it should
frame.
Be
Yeah.
Yes.
I think 2 years is if you're kind of slacking. You're not.
I think 2 years you're not really trying. I hate to say it. Like, there's outliers, right? But if you're going 2 years training regularly, know your stuff.
Yeah, that's not.
Something's up.
Something's up.
Yeah, something's up. You shouldn't be going that long.
So I think we agree on this one.
I think we agree.
About average.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's what we're talking about. We're just talking about your regular Joe. We're just talking about your average people. We're not talking about, if you're one of the Meow Brothers or something like that, or you're one of the Rotolos. We're not talking about the super elites, because who knows, man? Super elites, they might just get that shit immediately. As soon as they jump on the mat, and they're just magic.
Yeah.
So anywho, that's pretty much what we wanted to share with you guys today. We hope you enjoyed listening. We always tell these jokers what? Keep on training. Don't quit.
Keep training, man. Do not quit, especially at blue belt.
Absolutely. Yeah. Seriously. And that's when you get your soul, when you get that blue belt.
Yeah, you're fully soul.
Yeah, like
human being.
You are
you have a name,
somebody.
Soul,
all that stuff, man.
You made it. You can get wrist locked. You get everything.
My God. Get ready to get wrist locked. That is like that's on my promotion to-do list. As soon as I see everybody get that blue belt, I'm like, yep, come on in. Let's roll. Let's roll. Yeah, buddy. You're going to have to go get a bidet because you're not going to be able to use your hands.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Anyway. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Open Mat Chronicles. We hope you got something out of it. Throw in some comments. Tell us about what you think about what's your school's set up for criteria to get promoted. And we're really interested. So, yeah, man. Holler at us. And until next time, thank you for checking us out.
Keep training.
Us.